YouTube, welcome back to our channel and Happy New Year. It is officially 2023, so I thought what better way to welcome in 2023 than talking about the 23 best characters from Kaiju number 8. This list is official, per my opinion, and if you don't agree, then let me know in the comments what you disagree with, but you're probably wrong. Let's get into it. Now we're gonna be starting this list from the bottom and working our way up to the top spot. Bringing us up at 23 is Bakko the Tiger. Bakko literally means attack tiger. I love Bakko in this series. Bakko provides Mina a lot of support during battles, and it's basically almost insinuated that Bakko is strong enough to almost handle some of these stronger kaiju by itself. We haven't seen a lot from Bakko, but I love watching Bakko kind of get behind Mina and support her whenever she's shooting those huge guns, as well as just how swaggy it is that Mina has a pet tiger. Coming up at number 22 on our list is member of the 4th Division, Toko. I love what we've seen of Toko so far, just sheerly throughout her reactions with Captain Ogata. It's hilarious to see Ogata drinking on the job and Toko's like, bro, we're working. What are you doing? She always keeps things very professional, and it seems like she's very down to the point about her business, so I can only imagine that she's going to be the same way once we actually get to see her slaying kaiju. Excited to see more of Toko later on in the series, but she is going to hold down our 22 spot for now. Coming in our number 21 spot is Haruichiizumo. The Izumo family in general makes a lot of equipment for the Defense Force, but I love Haruichi just because he's funny from what we've seen of him so far. Whenever he's in interactions with Kikoru, it's a one-sided rivalry because Kikoru is better than him at everything, but he really wants to surpass her. And then he kind of has that open rivalry with Kakuragi. It's awesome to see Haruichi so far, and he was a valedictorian, so I can only imagine that great things are in store for him. So I'm excited to see what comes out of him later on in the story. Coming in at our number 20 spot is Captain of the 2nd Division, Juraigarashi. Now, Jura is a very short-tempered and hot-headed captain that is willing to yell at anybody for anything. And if you didn't know, Igarashi actually contains the kanji that mean tempest and storm. So my prediction is that if there is a daikaiju that utilizes electricity or lightning in some sort of way, Jura will be the one to use the weaponized version of that daikaiju. My prediction and my meat are on the table. Let's move on to 19. At the number 19 spot, we have the symbol of despair. The thing that had 3 huge tails. One of the strongest daikaiju of all time. The closest thing we have to Godzilla. Kaiju number 6. I just love the design of Kaiju number 6 and obviously the crazy cataclysm that came alongside of it with that blizzard that also came, man. Everything about Kaiju number 6 sounded legendary whenever it attacked. But overall, one of my favorite daikaiju designs by far. Coming in at the 18 spot, we have Kakuragi. For some reason, I really like Kakuragi and we have not seen much of him at all. We've seen him be more swole than everybody in the 3rd Division, as well as we've seen him whoop Kafka's ass in an arm wrestling match. But outside of that, we know he's strong. But it's something about his stoic nature that really draws me to his character. So really excited whenever we see Kakuragi leveling up and fighting kaiju. But that's where Kakuragi rests for now. In the 17, we have the girl that calls Kafka Mr. Kaiju Man, the one that Kafka saved way back in chapter 2. I went and looked for a name for her, y'all. She don't got one. And if you have her name, put it in the comments because I swear she doesn't have a listed name yet. But everything about her is so wholesome in this series. Whenever Kafka saved her the first time and she said thank you to Kafka, it really helped Kafka realize that he can be cool, just like he wanted to be all that time growing up. Not only that, whenever we saw her again, way back in chapter 69, and she said, don't worry, Mom, even if these kaiju come to invade us, I'm sure that Mr. Kaiju Man will protect us again. So I just love how wholesome and genuine she is in this series, and it just almost gives you more hope than anything as a reader. On to the next one.
What's up, y'all? Future Dalton here. I am editing right now and realized that for my 16 spot, I made a mistake. For some reason, I continually say Hasegawa, but I'm actually talking about the new Director-General, Keiji Itami. I don't know why I keep on saying it, but I do. Maybe I'm just baldest or something. But let's go ahead and get into it. Get over it.
My super sweet 16.
Boy, if you don't get
Hasegawa. Hasegawa is very stoic, just like Kakuragi, but what I love about Hasegawa is just how much determination and hope that he puts in the younger generations below him, right? Hasegawa has been around for a very long time, just like Isao was. So he's seen a lot of people come and go in the Defense Force, and he knows what we need to be able to fight these kaiju. So whenever he starts seeing a lot of these younger members of the Defense Force leveling up, it's so awesome to see Hasegawa talking about how special it really is what everybody's doing. Whenever he said, wow, Kikoru's really gotten stronger and leveled up Isao, she's starting to remind me of Hikari. Or just recently, whenever he said, nah bro, y'all don't understand. Mina is the only person in the world that can use that railgun. Hasegawa is always stoic, but knows how to build that hype in the reader like almost no other person in this series, just through explaining how crazy these feats are that we're accomplishing in the Defense Force. For our 15th spot, we have rinshinonome, and I'm about to make a claim that I don't care if you agree with, it's the truth. Rin has the best girl design in the series. If you haven't seen a colored picture of her yet, I'm gonna put it up. But bro, that almost cyan color that she has in her hair is crazy. I love the blue, and I just love her interactions with Kikoru throughout this series. Whenever Kikoru came in and protected her a little bit during the ant raid because she lost her sense of focus, and then right afterwards, Rin walked up to her and said, I think we're gonna get along just fine. And even after that, whenever Isao unfortunately passed away, Rin and Kikoru trained together like crazy so that Kikoru could be on the same fighting grounds as Narumi. And even then, not the same fighting grounds, but at least able to keep up and train with him a little bit. Let's move on to our next. Coming in at 14 is what many would consider the best female character in this series, Okonogi. Okonogi is awesome because she feels about Hoshina how I be feeling about Hoshina, bro. Whenever she's worried about him, I'm worried too. Why are you fighting number 10 like that, Hoshina? Not only that, she just does a lot for our Defense Force. She provides a lot of intel and is always on top of it. She knows where these kaiju are coming from. She tries to help us figure out these weak spots in kaiju and also lets us know about the state of the battlefield. So, Okonogi is a character that makes you laugh from time to time because she hates how much Hoshina's always laughing and joking around. But she provides so much information for our Defense Force, and she's honestly very, very vital to this series. One of those characters that everybody likes, even though a lot of people don't even talk about how much they like her. Coming in at our number 13 spot, we got Kaiju number 8. We've seen multiple different forms of Kaiju number 8. We've seen the little guy that flies around like a little mosquito, a big ass mosquito actually. And then we've also seen whenever Kafka fully transforms into Kaiju number 8. Regardless of what version it is, I love how this design looks. Obviously one of the best kaiju designs in the series, seeing as though it's a main character. And on top of that, obviously the mysticism and the just mystery that's shrouded in Kaiju number 8. Where'd you come from? Where did you go? And why did we see that samurai warrior way back in chapter 60-something? Who knows? But Kaiju number 8 is our number 13 spot. And let's also not skip over the fact, come here real quick, he peed out of his nipples in the first chapter. Let's go on to the next one. Wait, that was the second chapter. At the number 12 spot, we have Captain Ogata, the series drunk. We know that Captain Ogata is a drunk, but honestly, it's gonna be really sad to hear his backstory on why he drinks the way that he does. They kind of already insinuated that he almost had everybody that he used to serve with pass away back in the day. So whenever they actually say why he is the way that he is, it's honestly gonna be really sad, man. But even though it's gonna be sad, Ogata is a funny person that has a lot of faith in the younger generation. He sees a lot of Viharu in himself as whenever he was younger. And he also sees just how much determination Reno has to be able to serve for this Defense Force wearing the Kaiju number 6 suit. He has full faith in all of us, and that's something that I love about Ogata, that nonchalant yet confident vibe. Coming in the 11th spot is honorable mention top 10, Kaiju number 10. I tried so hard to get him in the top 10, but we got too many boss characters up after this. But with that said, Kaiju number 10 is one of the most funny creatures in this series. Whenever Hoshina wants to go right and Kaiju wants to go left, whenever Hoshina wants to go attack from weak spots and Kaiju number 10 wants to attack head on, whenever 10 just pulled up to the Tachikawa base and said, who's the strongest one here? Soshiro said, well, Mina's not here, so I guess it's me. And Kaiju number 10 immediately said, I want to feed on you for sustenance, you'll be my prey. I love its personality. It's bold, brawling, brash, but I couldn't put it in the top 10. Starting off the top 10, in the 10 spot, we have none other than General Isao, and you know we got to give him a quick scout because it hurt whenever Isao left us, man. He gave everything that he had to defend off Kaiju number 9, and in the end, it still wasn't enough. Isao wielded the number 2 suit, and number 9 took both Isao's knowledge and the number 2 suit's power. Before then, Isao showed us so much between the squadron style. Not only that, but just that humans can have empathy for Kaiju by allowing Kafka to still chase out his dreams of serving on the defense force. It's one of those things where I'm really gonna miss Isao, and some part of me hopes that he's not gone, but I really think that Isao is, man, cue the sad Naruto music. And in the number 9 spot, we got Steph Curry. Minaashiro shooting from 20 kilometers away. Mina has some of the most insane feats in this series. She opened up the series saving Kafka from that kaiju. She saved everybody in the 3rd division at the Tachikawa base whenever kaiju number 10 was about to run amok on everybody. Not only that, but recently, taking out all those super giant class kaiju with that railgun, bro, if Mina doesn't get you lit, I don't know what does. And on top of that, all of us are excited to see what is going to happen with this relationship between Kafka and Mina by the end of the story. Some people are predicting that maybe Kafka is going to get used as a weapon by Mina. Some people think that Mina and Kafka are going to live happily ever after. Me personally, I dropped a video on what I think is going to happen with Kafka and Mina. You can watch that if you want. We're on to number 8, my favorite number. At the number 8 spot, we have none other than Hikari Shinomiya. I love everything that we've heard about the legacy of Hikari so far because there's so much to break down with it. Knowing what she did to try to fight off Kaiju number 6 and was successful taking out number 6 is awesome. Obviously, it sucks that she lost her life in the process, but we basically learned that Hikari was one of the strongest members of all time in the Defense Force wearing that number 4 suit. Not only that, but her personality just seems awesome whenever we saw that little bit of it through Captain Ogata's flashback. She seemed like she's very young and spunky and boisterous, and she's excited, but at the same time, she questions herself the same way that everybody else does. So it's very cool to see that she's just as strong as she was, but still is thinking the exact same way that some of our young members are thinking right now before she finally got that confidence that she probably had before it all went away. At number 7, we have Iharu Furuhashi. Iharu is one of the most relatable characters in this series to me. Everybody goes through those tough trials of doubt. Everybody goes through those times where you're comparing yourself to your peers and not just focusing on yourself and getting better. And we saw what happened to Iharu whenever he didn't care about what was going on with his peers leveling up and only cared about protecting those that he loves, man. And you saw him level up his percents to crazy feats that he didn't even think was possible. So Iharu is truly that person that shows us that you gotta believe in yourself or else you're never gonna see that progress. And that is just part of the reason that I love our hero, Iharu. At the number 6 spot, we got Jin Narumi. I love Narumi throughout this series just because he is a funny young personality that really only cares about video games until it's time to turn up. And whenever he's versing Kaiju, it's time to turn up. I'm excited to see Jin Narumi versing off against Kaiju number 11 in this upcoming war. On top of that, Narumi hasn't even shown us the full extent of what he can do with this number 1 suit on. So we're about to see some crazy feats from Narumi, and I wouldn't doubt if we see him using 100% suit output for the first time of anybody in this series. And number 5, we have the naturally hardest character in this series just because he has white hair, Reno Ichikawa. Reno has showed us so much in this series, and not only that, he inspired our main character Kafka to get right back into serving for the Defense Force. Don't give up on your dreams. And not only that, Reno is more driven than almost anybody in this series to attain those dreams. Right now, what we really know is that Reno really just wants to protect Kafka more than anybody else. Doesn't want to let Kafka down. Obviously, he doesn't want to let down his comrades at all, but Kafka is the one person that Reno really wants to protect. Interested to see why he's had such a strong taking toward Kafka. Obviously, they're best friends, but it seems like he has a higher affinity than just being a best friend to Kafka, so We'll see as the series goes on just how much Reno's willing to give up in order to protect those that he cares for. In my number 4 spot, a lot of y'all might be pissed, but Kaiju number 9 is staying in the number 4 spot. Dog, Kaiju number 9 is just an enigma at this point in the story. There's so much mystery surrounding number 9 and what his true ultimate goal is, as well as what is number 9 about to do. We're obviously in war right now, and 9 is moving everything about like chess pieces. 9 has just been planning so many things from the get-go, and who knows what the culmination of all this is coming to, but it's about to be scary for the defense force. At this point, 9 has sent off all of those daikaiju to pull up on some of our strongest members in the defense force, including Kikoru, Hoshina, Narumi. So, with that said, what is 9 always up to, bro? I just love how much mystery there is with 9, and on top of that, 9 is always ready to get smoked, but it's kind of funny about it, bro. Whenever 9 was sitting inside of the toilet stall after he had just got done doing that raid on 3rd Division, and was like, bro, wait, nobody died? How? Or whenever he's fighting against Kafka and got his head knocked off the first time, and he was like, oh man, like I defended the punch, but now my core is exposed. Bro was about to die and was just laying on the ground saying, oh man. Like Kaiju number 9 is funny, yet maniacal at the same time. So I just love Kaiju number 9 so much, and he is a very big part of the reason why this story is just so great, bro. 9 is an enigma, like I said. Number 3, my favorite female in the series, Kikoru Shinomiya. Kikoru has just presented us with so many things throughout this series, but one thing that has never changed is just that unwavering confidence that she has in herself. And because she's so confident in herself, us as readers just know that she's gonna get things done when she says it. Bro, whenever she touched that glass because she saw the number 4 suit for the first time and knew that she was gonna use it and said, Mom, give me strength. Bro, how are you not lit seeing that? Whenever you see her get launched out the first time using that Valkyrie suit, how are you not lit seeing that? And even if you go back further at the Tachikawa base, whenever number 10 was doing that raid, and everybody was wondering, how are we gonna destroy these wyvern type kaiju? And Kikoru said, don't worry. Let me use my axe and go right through these people. Kikoru is just somebody that anytime that Matsumoto wants to get the readers hyped and just show how much we've come and how far we've come, I feel like he loves to use Kikoru to show how much strength we've gained in a short period of time. And for that reason, Kikoru is one of the most hyped people in this series to watch. We're down to our final 2, and I'm sure that if you've been around this channel, then these last 2 are not going to surprise you whatsoever. At the number 2 spot, we have Kafka hibino. Kafka is a main contributor to why I even got into this story, y'all. It's crazy to see that Kafka is somebody that is in his 30s. It's very not normal or atypical, I can't speak, of a main character to just be that age in a shonen series. On top of that, just knowing that he was in a place in his life where he was working that 9 to 5. He lost sight of his goals. He lost sight of what he truly wanted. But all it took was just him really wanting to go back and get what he wanted, and he had to take it. And I feel like this manga is just a great example of what your life can be when you take control of your life. Kafka took control of his life. He was a drinker. He was a smoker. He had a dad bod. Now whenever you see Kafka in chapters, he's swolled up. You know what I'm saying? He's not drinking anymore. He's not smoking anymore. He's getting ready to participate in one of the biggest wars in the history of mankind. So something about Kafka, man, it just really resonates with me, and I'm sure that anybody that's watching this video or has read the manga, Kafka resonates with you for whatever reasons you have as well. But Kafka definitely deserves to be in one of these top spots, but he ain't better than our number 1. Come on, bro, my favorite character in the series? I just dropped the character analysis like a month ago. Vice Captain of the 3rd Division, Soshiro, Hoshina. The best character in the series. It's not close, and if you disagree, I don't care. It's not up to you, it's up to me. This is my poll, this is my results. With that said, Soshiro is awesome for so many reasons. He's the main supporter for Kafka. We've seen Kafka being able to lean on him as a brother so many times. Not only that, Soshiro almost had to give his life just to defend the 3rd Division from that raid that Ten led on the Tachikawa base. And he did everything that he could to keep cutting and cutting and cutting to make sure that Mina could shoot down Ten. On top of that, he trains everybody relentlessly. He helped train Kikoru, he helped train Kafka. And not only that, Hoshina's behind the scenes doing all this research on the kaiju that's happening. Whenever I say that Soshiro is the most hard-working character in this series, it is not any exaggeration by any means. And for that reason, I truly appreciate what Soshiro Hoshina does for the series, and I just love the comedic relief that he truly provides at all times. Whenever he's laughing at Kafka and Reno early in the series because Reno started carrying Kafka on his shoulders whenever Kafka broke his leg. Whenever he's laughing at Kafka for saying, Mina, I'm gonna fight alongside of you at that ceremony. There's just so many times where Hoshina not only makes us laugh, but like I said, he really feels like that shoulder that we can lean on. Sometimes whenever you're reading the series, you feel weak whenever you see how bad Kafka's doing mentally. But somehow Hoshina's just always there at the right time to pull us out. So with that said, I hope that y'all enjoyed this list of top 23 characters. Like I said, if you don't think that this list is right and you have a different order or some characters that I should have added in here, let me know in the comments down below. I know that this video was a long one, but I just kind of wanted to give everybody their justice. So other than that, man, like I said, Happy New Year 2023. Thank y'all for all the support that you gave us in 2022. Never could have thought that we would have had the amount of success that we've had, but it's all thanks to y'all, bro. Like, we really appreciate y'all and the community that we have with y'all. So yeah, man, let's have a good 2023, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.